Hey YouTube, Sandy Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I wanted to talk about buyback products. Now, you may go to breaker channels and stuff and hear about um, these buyback boxes and stuff like that. Like here's one. This one's put out by Leaf, Best of Sports 2022, where you get one buyback card per box. And what that means is that Leaf has gone and bought cards from auctions or eBay or wherever they acquire their cards, and they'll take those cards and sell them individually in boxes like this, and that's called a buyback card. It's not an actual Leaf card. It's a card that could be, like, for instance, out of this, it could be of any sport card from any time, and a lot of times they're graded, sometimes they're raw. But that's kind of like the concept of a buyback product. Now, that brings up the question, well, why would I want to buy something like that? Well, sometimes, let's say for instance, just for example, they bought 10 cards. Let's say Leaf bought 10 cards. Let's say they spent $2,000 for those cards. Okay? Maybe one of those cards is a really valuable, like $1,000 card, and then the 10th, the cheapest card they have in there is like a $50 card. And I'm just using this as example. It doesn't mean that's how they do it. So they take that $2,000 that they spent on those 10 cards and put them in, mix them up in the boxes, and then they sell the boxes for, let's say, $225 a piece. That way, they're covering their cost for buying the cards and making a little money on the side. So, of the cards that you could get, you could spend $225 and end up getting a $1,000 card, which would be awesome, or you could get a $50 card, which would be really bad for spending $225. So that's basically what these things are about. The company makes their money. They don't care if you pull a $1,000 card or a $50 card. They care that they made some money on their purchases and cost of selling the boxes and all that. They made their cut, and then it's just kind of like a randomization of the rest of the cards in the product. Now, one thing I would say is, back before the pandemic, 2018, 2019, and before, these were actually really nice products, because back then everything was a lot cheaper. You got more for your dollar, basically. And the same was true of these buyback boxes. And they were really fun back then and not super expensive. And I've actually bought some back then and did really well with them. And because the prices were a lot cheaper back then. And then you enter in the variable of COVID, and you know how cards all ballooned in price during COVID. The card grading frenzy, all the prices skyrocketed during COVID, and so now that prices are definitely retreating and correcting now. That bubble's we're getting past that now. If you were to go buy some buyback boxes from those couple years, 2020, 2021, 2022, you could stand to lose a lot of money, because those cards that those companies paid for when everything was expensive, guess what? The prices of their boxes didn't drop, but the prices of the cards inside definitely have dropped down. And you can go, if you don't believe me, go watch YouTube videos and watch some of these buyback products, and just see how much people are getting back from those cards, from these boxes, versus like some of the older boxes. Look at some 2018, 2019 buyback products and what kind of cards people were getting out of those versus the newer ones. And so these companies are definitely going to be making back all their money. They're not going to take a loss on these. the person who buys the box is going to take the loss. So when you're on the back side of a boom, these are very, 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 very scary boxes to try to buy. Now, if the market starts taking off and prices start going up, yeah, then maybe it's not as bad of a deal or not as big of a gamble to buy buyback type boxes, because at least you're getting cards that there's a chance they could be going up in value. So I know Leaf is the box I have here as an example, but believe me when I tell you, Leaf is one of the better products, the more fair products of these buyback type products. Seems like you do actually have a decent shot of getting some really nice cards. There's some companies that do buyback products. I'll mention one because they're very bad, is Super Break. I would never try a Super Breaker box of something that they have as a buyback. You can watch case breaks of that stuff where not one card in the entire case even comes close to paying for the price of one box. I mean, I don't know how this company doesn't get sued. Seriously, it's a horrible product. At least with Leaf, they're done fairly, where you might actually get some good cards for money. But again, I would never recommend buying these as the market's coming down, because the cards, when they paid for them when the market was up. Now they're in boxes where the prices, everything's basically coming down, and you're going to be holding the bag while they make their money if they want it off the box. So this is going to be kind of a short episode, I think. Anyway, guys, what do you think? They are very fun. It's fun to open a box. You don't know what's in it. I'm actually opening this box on the channel. I don't think I've put the video up yet, so stay tuned to see what I got. But I will tell you, it was not good. That's my spoiler alert. It was not good, and mainly it was not good because the market of the cards inside these boxes have dropped down. Now, I did get another one. I got in on a break. They were breaking a couple of these boxes. I didn't have to pay the price of a box. Ended up getting one hit out of those that was actually a really nice card that was worth more than the price of a box. So I did well overall, but when I bought another box just to open on the channel, it didn't turn out so well. But you'll have to stay tuned when I'll put that video up here pretty soon of the Best of Sports box that I opened. So, guys, what do you think of things like this? Yes, I mean, do you think they're even fun at all? I think they're a lot of fun and exciting and fun to watch being broke. But what do you think of the whole concept? Is it just a complete scam? What do you think of some of the different companies that make these products? Do you think companies like this should even bother with that? I mean, this is not even their cards. They're buying back Top stuff, Panini stuff, and reselling it under their label. You know, what do you think of that? I think it's okay, but I can see how some people would be thinking, well, I thought I was getting a Leaf card and I got a Topps card in my box. What's up with that? You just have to understand what buyback cards are. That you're not necessarily getting a card made by Leaf. You're getting a card, which is actually a good thing because Leaf doesn't really have licenses to make cards. You could be getting a Panini card, Topps card, Upper Deck, who knows. Anyway, guys, what do you think of these things? Leave down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are having a good collecting end of your year, and hopefully the market and everything will make some good moves, good trends in 2023. I'm excited to kind of see what Topps does in 2023. They kind of ended 2022 in like a flurry of things. Hopefully they plan things out better. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.